Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Test Chamber. I'm your host, Andrew Reiner. Today, we're taking a look at Firaxis and 2K Games' Xcom Enemy Unknown. I have Jason Oestreicher playing the game.
Hey, how's it going?
And then Adam Biessener, who reviewed the game for us, is here to give us his expert opinion on it.
So excited to be able to talk about it and not have to play.
Yeah, you were playing this for weeks on end there.
Quite a while.
And absolutely adored it. You gave it a 9.5 out of 10.
That's right.
And I've put a few hours into it. Jason's put a few hours into it, and so far we're just as enthusiastic as you are.
There are many more hours to come. Yes, I cannot wait.
I was a big fan of the series growing up. Obviously, I first played it on. You're gonna laugh at this, Adam. On PS1.
Whoa!
Oh God!
No, Reiner. I did as well.
But
that was my first experience with it.
I'm no longer friends with either.
Eric Reppin, who used to be a associate editor here, was like, dude, you're crazy. Play it on PC. So I played it on PC, played the sequels as well. Obviously, different developers on the second one and stuff like that. But I just love the series. So glad it's back. What makes this one so special, Adam?
So what makes it special is what Firaxis does so well, which is to keep the soul of the game really intact and make you make these decisions and present you with these decisions that are hard, right? It's like you never have enough money to do all the stuff that you want. And when you get into combat, we'll see you never have enough time or enough actions to kill all the things that need killing, right? And so it maintains that soul of like really making it tough to decide what to do and presenting you with those decisions and then making you feel good or sometimes horrible about them depending on how it goes, right?
Yeah, there's things that just little touches like my soldier gets shot in combat and he comes back and he's injured for a set amount of days, but then you can improve your infirmary, spend money to make it better to speed up the recovery process. Just stuff like that is just awesome. Like there's so much to micromanage.
There is. I mean, you have a lot of room, especially once you get into the mid-game in terms of how you want to develop your base, whether you want to focus more on blowing through the tech tree to get the top-level stuff, or really kind of, if you want to invest in a Shiv or invest in some of the global upgrades that you get in the Foundry, how much of a priority you put on, there's the access lift, that's how you expand your base, how much of a priority you want to put on satellite coverage as opposed to some of this other stuff that you can do.
Hey, Adam, let's analyze what he's done here.
Sure.
What do you think of his base so far?
So I would say that I like the officer training school, which you actually start off with on normal. On classic, which I suggest that everybody plays on classic, which is hard mode, you have to actually build that. So that's good. I don't love the early lab, to be honest with you. I think workshops are a lot more important, especially early, because they make everything cheaper and you never have enough money. And I would have built another satellite uplink right away to get more satellite coverage out, because at the end of every month you get money from the funding council depending on how many satellite covered countries you have.
Yeah, quite a bit of money actually. So this is
a lot.
This is pretty much the default layout that they give you straight out of the tutorial. So I'm just now starting to branch out a little bit. And as you see, as you drill down here, you get access to these additional levels. Each additional level and node for that matter costs a lot of power actually. So you got to worry about power generators and all that.
And I wouldn't have dug down that quickly either.
I wanted that steam right there.
Adam's basically saying, start over, Jason. Everything here is ass.
Pretty much. Steam is great, but you can get by with regular power generators, which are so much cheaper anyway. And the maintenance you have to pay on the deeper levels of the access lift and how much more expensive excavating is down on the lower levels. I think make it better to pick off the low-hanging fruit earlier.
I wanted my XCOM group to be very, like E-conscious, very green.
There you go.
Right?
There you go. So yeah. So Reiner's pointing.
It looks like there's a lot of stuff to do here, but it really is easy to get into, and they do a good job of kind of holding your hand at the beginning to figure out what you need to do. Like, I never really felt overwhelmed by any of it. It just all kind of made sense with what I was doing.
Ooh. Which is great, and that's true on normal, and that's way less true on classic, because you will not have any idea what you're doing, and you will die. But, and it'll be great. So Jason just got beam weapons, and this is like the first real big noticeable upgrade most people will probably get as far as the tech tree goes. So he's got those are so good.
That was one of my favorite things in the original games, is all the research and all the weapons that you could unlock. So I think it's true in this game as well. You know, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and research armor and then weapons. You know, because these aliens hit super, super, super hard.
They really
and
do.
It sucks. So we've discovered that stuff. Let's go ahead and build those right away. So we have the technology. We just have to build it now.
All right.
Let's make a couple laser rifles here.
So the cool thing is that you need alloys as well. So you need alloys, and then later you'll need Illyrium as well to build the stuff. And that only comes from alien tech. That's the ancient concept art from the old one for the sectoid, which I love.
All right.
There's another awesome kind of shout out to the original creators at the very end of the game, which is really cool.
Oh, nice. Yeah, they kept a lot of the same sound effects too. Like it's it brings me back.
Production values through the roof. Like I told Adam this earlier, and it's a little bit of hyperbole, but it was like I was like, man, I almost teared up when I saw like how polished and beautiful everything was. Like when you shoot down your first ship, your command room, everybody's cheering.
I love that scene.
Yeah.
That's such a cool scene, especially at that point when you're in the game. You're like, man, I've just been kind of rolling around, kind of following the aliens, and then you find one that's like still in the air. We're gonna shoot it down, and then you shoot it down, and everybody cheers.
Yeah, and you're just like, yeah, that was an amazing moment. But just little touches like this, just like these little animated sequences, I think are really nicely done. Gives the game a little bit more personality.
I love them, and I also really appreciate that Firaxis lets you turn them off, and well, not turn them off, but blow through them. Oh, this is going to be bad.
This is going to be really bad.
This is super. So, this is the intro to something called a terror mission.
Change their tactics, but why? Why do this?
So there's nice sweaters in the future.
I actually had a sweater much like that in high school.
Bring it back.
Ooh.
Cosplay as an Xcom guy.
I am a little larger than I was in high school. I don't think that's a very good idea.
Dude, run!
Seriously. It doesn't matter. They're all going to die anyway. Oh, and then Jason's soldiers are going to go in there and they're going to die. It's going to be good times.
I was telling Adam earlier, though, these terror missions are really brutal, but I had like a sweet spot one. Like it was set up like in a narrow hallway practically. For the most part, these are in urban areas, and they've got like multiple floors to the buildings that you've got to go into, and they're rough. But this one there were no buildings.
Wow,
it was super easy.
Ah, yeah. So
I'm not expecting that same good luck. Oh, these guys
those
suck.
are chrysalids. They totally suck. The cool thing about terror missions, though, is that they push you out of your box.
Yeah.
Which is great, because in XCOM, normally you play really defensively. If you know what you're doing, you play really defensively.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's so easy to get killed. But in terror missions, you have...
don't do dashing.
Basically. In terror missions, you have to go rescue the civilians, because the aliens are going around just murdering civilians. And you fail the mission if you let enough civilians get killed. So it's just a really great way to sort of push you and present a different kind of mission.
And it's turn-based strategy, but the thing I pointed out to Adam when I started playing the game is there's just this intensity and this fear that is tied to every little movement that you do. And then like your home base will alert you like, we're seeing activity in your area, and you're like, oh crap. Where are they going to be? Is my guy going to be in cover, or is he going to be fully exposed? You just never know.
Yep.
Like every little thing you do could be undone just by this not knowing what's out there.
I love it so much how your guys, like, they can die so easily. And so going into any building, it's like you need to go into the building. And it's like, I don't want to go into the building. I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Like, I've spent a lot of time with this soldier, even though they are pretty fungible and you just bring in rookies and replace them. You still, it feels terrible when you lose one.
And it feels so great when you take down any alien, though.
So good.
The main guy in my squad is named John West. He's a good friend of mine. I've been trying to kill him, but he's been so lucky.
Just dashing in the middle.
Seriously.
I actually created myself, and I highly recommend people do this, although it is really weird, like, to put yourself in harm's way. So I'm usually just kind of in the back, just kind of hanging out, like, let these three guys go out in front and see what happens. So Jason expanded the size of his group, obviously.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you start with 4, Jason's up to 5, eventually get up to 6, and that's actually gated through the officer training school, which I admired the building of earlier. And then you also have to keep somebody alive to rank up to higher ranks. I think it's like sergeant for the first one and captain for the second. Now normally this would be a really stupid idea, to like dash forward in front of your squad. But because it's a terror mission, you need to go kill those guys before they wipe out the civilians, which you can see the counter at the top of the screen. So there's 18. I think to get a good, you have to rescue half. And to get an excellent, it's like 3/4 or better. It's basically impossible to rescue everybody.
I love the little animated sequences they do whenever you do something cool. Like you just saw those aliens and zoomed in on the aliens. If Jason goes through a window here, it'll show him going through the window like in a cool way.
Jason just used a, was that run and gun? Jason just used run and gun, which is like my favorite power in the whole freaking game. It's actually the first thing you get when you get promoted into the assault class. But it lets you dash and then shoot, which is super, super important.
Yes.
Boo.
Oh.
That's all right. You shot through the wall, though, which means that somebody else will hopefully be able to take a better shot at it. Yeah, the destructible cover is super important in this game. You need to keep that in mind.
Jason, why don't you talk a little bit of the controls of what you're doing here when you're moving your guys around?
This is actually pretty well suited to a controller right here. So basically, so it's just kind of a point and move. It's still like a hexagon type grid.
It's squares, but yeah.
Yeah, but...
yeah, we're playing on Xbox 360. PC players can moan right now.
Although, frankly, the only real differences are the load times are longer and the texture resolution isn't quite as high, but it still looks great.
And using a mouse is easier than moving guys on an analog.
Yeah, I don't totally agree with that. I think in a
Really?
lot of ways it actually plays better with a controller.
Whoa.
I personally play it with a mouse just because I like navigating the menus a little bit better.
Well-
but actually playing the tactical combat I think works better on a controller.
And PC, you have the option of doing the controller as well.
Oh yeah, you can plug in a 360 controller. It's seamless. It's great.
So you get better resolution,
Yep.
shorter load times.
Yep.
All the same great controls.
Oh,
on
you're going
PC.
for the floaters, not the chrysalid?
No.
Or do you not have a shot on the chrysalid?
I don't think I do. I
Oh,
thought,
that
I
wall
was
is
gonna.
there.
Oh, we're so dead.
You are so
We're gonna.
alone.
I think John's finally gonna
Oh,
die.
God. So chrysalids are
Let's just do it
the
now.
sort of insectoid thing that's to the right inside the building there.
Nice.
So it's great that you killed the floater, but you're going to see when the aliens move, which they are now, what exactly happens when chrysalids decide they don't like you.
Yep.
Oh, nothing. Oh, that actually, you got off pretty easy.
Yeah. Okay.
You got off pretty easy there, man.
He just spit poison in his mouth. That
He
was
did.
it.
Poison's not too bad. You lose 1 health a turn until you use a med kit.
I think I've only got one dude with a med kit. Oh yeah, there.
Oh, he went after you instead of the civilian.
I think I pissed him off.
That's kind of unusual. Oh, he's gonna die on your turn though. Oh, he went down. That's nice. Sometimes instead of straight up dying forever, your guys will get knocked down, critically injured. And so if you have a med kit, you can go and stabilize him, but he's still out for the rest of the match, and he gets a permanent penalty to his willpower.
And that's the thing. For each match, you're carrying the same characters over. You can bring in new recruits, but you keep leveling up the same guys, so you want to keep them alive.
Nice. That was huge. That was Rapid Fire, which is another one of my favorite abilities. I really like the Assault class, turns out. Rapid Fire lets you shoot twice, which is great for taking out big, fat targets like the chrysalids, because having the laser weapons is great, but even with the laser weapons, you're not going to one-shot them unless you crit.
Nice.
So yeah, one of the things I really like that I talked about a little bit before, and this really comes into play because this is a game that I fully intend to play quite a bit, even though I've already beaten it, is being able to turn off the glam cams, right? Turn off all these little animations so that the
love
game
that
goes so
stuff.
much faster.
No, I love it.
Well,
So
and that's
good.
great, and you can leave it on, and that's wonderful. And I appreciate the option.
Got it. Moving.
I know I'm not making the wisest
What are you
choices
doing with
here.
your sniper? What are you?
I'll show you.
I don't
I'll
understand.
show you.
All right.
So my sniper actually has an ability where if another squad mate has them in their sights, she can see them as well. And
As long as
fire-
she has a line of sight.
as
to
long
it.
as she has a line
Yep.
of sight, but it does extend her vision.
Oh, it's awesome. I love
Considerably.
squad sight. That was kind of the camera to pan. Oh, the Chrysa didn't actually get to her?
No.
Oh, wow. You are so lucky.
I've been trying to set up some cool deaths, but it's not happening.
Also, you're out of ammo, so
Yeah,
you might want to deal with
very-
that.
You got a grenade? No. I love the grenades in this.
No, they're great.
All right, so no targets available.
Because grenades are a great way to punch through walls and shoot guys.
I was just going to say that the destructibility of the environments is really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty basic as far as what happens. Fires spread a little bit, and then they kind of peter out.
But just looks cool when a wall comes down.
Yep, and it's very relevant to the gameplay. It's very relevant when you... Like, I assaulted a bunch of UFOs by taking a rocket, blowing a hole in the side of it, and flanking dudes that way.
Oh, now she can see.
Yep, there you go.
But she can't move and fire with a sniper. So
She could if you had leveled her up differently.
Yeah.
But I agree with you that Squad Sight is a much better ability than the Snapshot.
Yeah, whenever you level up, you get a choice of 2 different things.
Generally, there's a couple levels where you only get
one,
only
right?
one, but
That did not do a ton.
it really didn't do a lot. Oh, you got laser rifle, dude. Though you'll be all right. The interesting thing when you're fighting chrysalids too is that you don't really need to care about cover because they're melee, and so they ignore it entirely. They just have to get to you.
And Jason took his sniper in the Nerf gun route.
You're lucky.
Using very weak ammo.
I love snipers in this game. On my playthrough, when I beat the game in the review, my sniper was so awesome. I mean, like, he was fully leveled by the end of it, and like he had psionic powers, and it was amazing.
Through your entire playthrough, how many guys do you think you lost?
Actually, I played through on normal, and I only lost 2 through the whole. No, I'm sorry. I lost 2, and then I lost 2 more close to the very end. You're not rescuing the civilians.
Fend for themselves.
All right. That's one. I mean, it is a legit way to play a terror mission. Is just to kind of say bugger it and go after. Because the mission, if you do kill everyone, you win. Mm-hmm. Kill everyone. I mean the aliens, not the civilians. You don't win by killing all the civilians.
Check the cash register.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your critically wounded dude is gonna bleed out. Oh, that's not good. You are the luckiest guy ever. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
That's going to end poorly for him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, dude.
So the difficulties, let's talk about those a little
Sure.
bit. Adam recommended that I move on to, what was the difficulty?
I actually recommended that you play Iron Man. Stay on normal, but play Iron Man. Because Iron Man is... It just means you can't reload saves, right? Like, anytime you save, it quits you out to the main menu.
Right.
And it auto-saves, like, all the time as well. But the difference is that XCOM is such a better game when you have to live with your decisions as opposed to going back on them.
Yeah, that's what I told Adam is I've lost 3 guys already, and I'm just dealing with it. Like, right. I don't want to undo what I've done.
And the game
I play Mass Effect that way. All the games with decision, I just roll with what happens and see what, Walking Dead especially right now. Like, I feel like the worst gamer ever, like with the things that happen. But apparently that game's just brutal on everyone.
But yeah, I mean, the game is built so that you absolutely can lose a bunch of guys and still survive, and still win. I mean, especially on normal. On classic is what they call hard mode, and it's a lot harder. I played through quite a bit. I didn't actually finish my classic playthrough for review, but I played quite a bit of it. And it's significantly harder in so many ways.
Nice.
You start with less stuff. Panic goes up a lot faster. The invasion ramps up faster. Some aliens even have like more health. Like Thin Men have 4 instead of 3. So it's a lot harder. But I find it a lot more enjoyable. It's much more tense. Like, you asked me how many dudes I lost. In my current classic playthrough that I'm just doing for the heck of it, I've lost like 5 guys, and I'm about as far as Jason is here. I'm in the later stages of April. So yeah.
How many have you lost, Jason?
Just a couple, actually, a handful. I keep trying to kill John once again, but I named a couple of my other friends, and they died straight out of the gate.
They actually have a memorial section here for your fallen,
Yep.
which is really awesome.
It's great.
So we're going to show some leveling up here.
Mm-hmm. So right now we're in the captain level, finally, which will allow me to get additional troops, or unlock an additional slot as well. But what do we want to do with John here? Bring him on, add
Well,
one
you're just going to
damage.
kill him, so it doesn't
close
matter,
combat is so
right?
much better. Close combat is my other favorite ability in the game. I have many favorite abilities in the game, which is also in the assault class, but it's so great because he gets a reaction shot whenever something gets within 4 tiles. So if you give him a shotgun,
oh man,
it just wrecks dudes.
We got a bunch of materials and stuff that we use for research and engineering.
And it's cool. The corpses, I mean, you can sell the stuff on the gray market to make more money, which is occasionally really helpful. But the corpses you actually use in building items and upgrades and stuff like that as well.
I'm kind of low on cash. Let's sell some dead bodies. What do you say?
Yeah, absolutely.
I like to save about 5 or so, because sometimes countries will come to you and say, "Hey,
we need sectoid bodies for some reason."
Just so you know, we'll buy some off you and we'll give you money.
The damaged stuff you can sell freely.
You know, you start a new restaurant, you need some specialty dishes, and,
right.
and here you go.
That's right.
There you go.
There you go.
I got cash. Cool. What else you guys want to see?
We should talk a little bit about multiplayer and what the situation is, even if we're not going to load it up here.
Yeah, why don't you just jump into another mission, or maybe you can intercept?
You got it.
So multiplayer is a very classic sort of. Oh, that's exactly what you were talking about. Where you can get a bunch of money for giving them corpses. That's like double the money you would have gotten from just selling them. So multiplayer, it's a very classic kind of point buy tabletop Warhammer style, where you have a certain number of points. You can fill out your squad however you like. Do you not have interceptors there? You noob. Oh gosh, you are losing such a great opportunity there. Man, I am so disappointed in you. Anyway,
you just want to delete the save for him.
I feel like I'd be doing a public service. But it's like a one-on-one deathmatch, and you fight another person and you fill out your squads however you like. But I didn't find it terribly compelling. This is pretty cool. The way abductions work. This is sort of your most baseline normal mission. You're going to do a bunch of these throughout the game. You always get a choice between 3, and the ones that you don't take are going to have serious repercussions in terms of panic in the countries and the continents that they're on.
So if you have a high panic already, you probably want to take care of that, even if it tells you it's going to be really difficult.
Right. Even if Jason didn't need he does need engineers. Even if he didn't need engineers, it would be wise to take that mission to make sure South America doesn't get too out of control.
We're not playing wise here.
I know.
I just started playing this last night, man. And it was only for this test chamber. I wanted to get us to a terror mission.
I appreciate how you suffer for your art.
That's right.
So hopefully we'll see a couple new aliens. Are you at Mutons yet?
No.
Mutons are great. Mutons will murder the heck out of you. It's awful because you get used to fighting like sectoids and thin men, and they don't shoot all that much. But then they don't hit you all that much. Mutons, all of a sudden, you're hiding behind cover. They don't care. They murder you anyway.
The one thing I'll say, I'm disappointed that you don't take your guys off of the ship like you used to in the first one. Like, I used to love that. Your initial move off the ship and you just get shot to death.
Or they throw a grenade right in your plane.
Exactly, and like everybody does.
Man.
Great stories, but I don't miss doing that.
So we'll just take a look at what the map looks like here.
Oh, and you don't get the Unreal Engine 3 texture pop nearly as badly on PC either. So there.
Lazy loading, as I like to call it.
And let's see, what environment do we have? Oh, I haven't seen this one yet.
Oh, I've seen this one. Which is another one of my knocks against the game. The maps repeat an awful lot more than you would hope. I've seen the same map a number of times. Like, I've played this map probably 3-4 times.
Do they at least put you in a different spot?
They do. And the aliens spawn in different places and do different things, and you're just literally trying to get your guys killed at this point, aren't you?
You got it. People do not play like this.
Some people probably do. It's going to go poorly for them. Oh my god. This like hurts to watch.
Trying so hard.
Oh man.
Wow, nice range.
Oh, is that your support? Yep.
Yep.
Support with the bonus move range. I love that too. That's my other favorite upgrade in the game.
3 extra spaces. It really makes a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, as you can see.
Especially when you're trying to stun dudes.
Mm-hmm.
Where are the aliens?
Oh, they're coming.
Seriously, guys.
Yeah, that guy's going to get it. Your support guy's going to get it right here.
There we go.
Look, he's just standing there.
So the great thing about this is that if the aliens actually manage to shoot Jason here, because he's not in cover, they have a hugely boosted crit chance.
Oh, God.
You're not even going to shoot at him, are you?
Hey, guys.
What are you guys doing over here?
He's playing this like a Spielberg movie.
Oops, I accidentally skipped my turn. John's going down this time.
All right.
We can hope.
Holding his own.
Oh, he's got carapace armor. It's going to take a little while if they don't crit on him. Really? Okay, that is another thing I've never seen. I've never seen an alien take like they usually take good shots, like shots at high percentage targets that are wise.
Oof. Poor John. You gonna show him this video?
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
In Dragon's Dogma, he made me as a pawn and had me do all kinds of ridiculous tasks and would tweet about it all the time. So this is payback.
That's how Toad gets to get murdered just for being stupid.
Well, I don't think we need to look at any more here. John's gonna get it eventually.
We can hope.
I guarantee it at some point.
Thanks, Adam, for joining us for this.
Absolutely.
Jason for playing the game.
Yeah, thank you.
And all of you for watching. We'll see you next time on Test Chamber.